Hey everybody, this is my Artsnacks mystery box unboxing and review. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to see more of these videos. Now let's check it out. Artsnacks released two mystery boxes. One was called the Main Doodle Squeeze and the other one was called the Acrylic Soulmate, so I got both. This review will be on the Main Doodle Squeeze box. Opening it up, our treat is the Sweetheart, which was the same for February 2018. There's the rolled up tissue paper with the other items, and this one came not rolled up. It's a Pentallic Drawing Set. There's 3 graphite pencils, 2 charcoal, and 1 pastel inside. So it's kind of an interesting little drawing set. We also have the menu card here, and it looks like this was the box for February 2017, which is kind of cool. So unrolling the tissue here, we have 4 items on the inside. Looks like a few different types of markers. The first one we have here is a Krink K70 marker. This has a reversible tip, and I'll show you later how to switch that out. The next item is a Zig Clean Color FB. The FB stands for fiber tip, and it's in Carmine red. And the last 2 here are the same. It's a Stabilo Pen 68, and there's 2 colors here. It doesn't indicate the colors on the outside, but kind of 2 really cool colors, and it looks like the colors all will go well together. First up is the Krink K70 permanent ink marker, and I'm going to show you how to reverse the tip on it. So I'm just going to take the cap off here. Now I'd recommend using a tissue to flip the tip on this because it will stain your fingers. And just flip it around like that. It comes out really easily and it goes back in really easily as well. So you got a bullet tip and then a chisel tip. I'm ready to start my drawing, so I'm going to be using Strathmore mixed media paper as a vellum surface, and it's great for both wet and dry media. Using the Krink marker, I'm filling in the black areas of the leaves within my drawing. Moving on to the Pentallic graphite and charcoal drawing pencils. I'm going to start first with the graphite here and then move on to using the charcoal and the pastel for other areas in the drawing. I think this is a really great set for travel sketching. You can do a variety of different things and add a variety of different tones, which is really great, especially if you're on the go. You don't have to bring an entire set with you of anything. You just have like a few of the essentials to take with you. I'm using the white pastel pencil to go over the black leaves and add in some of the veins and lines. And then I'm going in here with the charcoal and using a paper blending stump to define some of the shape and blend some of the gradation a little bit more that I'm creating with both the medium and the soft charcoal. It's time to add some color. So we're going to start first with the Stabilo Pen 68. I'm using the orange color here first, and I'm just doing a preliminary layer with it. I find that this works a little bit better when you've done 2 layers. It says that it has quite even coverage, but I found it wasn't until you added the second layer that it really seemed to have more of an even texture and appearance. I was a little bit surprised by how much I really liked these pens. They have such a great texture and feel to them when you're using them. They're really nice to hold, and the color is just really great and very vibrant. I'm finishing up with the Stabilo pens with the magenta color, just adding in some shading on the sides of the oranges. Next up, I'm going to be using the Zig Clean Color FB pen. I'm really excited about this pen. I love the fine tip on it. It's really great for detail. It would actually be a really great hand lettering pen for those of you into hand lettering. So I'm just using it here to finish up some details on the tops of the oranges. I'm going to go back in at the end here with some of the other items just to finesse some of the details. Now that I've completed this first test drawing, I'm going to move on to showing you how these pens work using water. They're all water soluble, which is kind of an interesting feature. I mean, normally I'm looking for ones that aren't water soluble, but in this case, you can kind of use that to your advantage and create some really interesting illustrations. I started off with the Stabilo pens here, and as you can see, you don't really have a lot of time to get the water onto them to get the color to spread. Whatever marks you make are left behind quite prominently, so that's something to consider. With the Zig Clean color, it's quite a bit more saturated and you get quite a bit more color from it. I would recommend doing some tests with these products before you use them on a drawing, just because unless you're really confident, you could end up with some unwanted results. I'm ready to start my test drawing. I'm going to start off with the Stabilo pens. I'm using a Fabriano Artistico hot press watercolor paper for this drawing, just because it'll absorb the water a little bit better, and I just like this paper a little bit better when I'm using predominantly wet media. It works really well for dry media as well, but just in this case I thought it would be more appropriate. And I'm just using the orange color here first and blending out some of the edges. Again, you have kind of a small window of time to be able to blend it out quite well, so it might require a few different layers, and as you'll see later, I kind of go over it a few times. I'm using the bleed on the color to my advantage, creating a little bit of a lighter, almost a yellow color for the top rind part of the oranges. As you can see, this is the same drawing as before. I'm just doing a little bit of a different take on it so I can highlight the water-soluble attributes of these pens. Coming back in with the Zig Clean Color FB marker, I'm going to blend out some of this red color and then go back in with the dry version just to do some of the detailing on the top of the oranges. Circling back to the Krink marker, this was a little bit harder to use as a water-soluble product. I'm using it here on a disposable palette. It's got kind of a waxy surface, and I just applied some of it on there and then watered it down. I found when I had tested this earlier on my own, just on normal paper, and then tried to apply water to it, it didn't really seem to budge, so I don't know that that's the best way to use this if you're going to water it down. It did yield some kind of cool results watering it down, but I think where this product performs best is just in its normal state without watering it down at all. And here's the completed water-soluble version, and a comparison of the two side by side. If you'd like to know more about Artsnacks, you can find out more at artsnacks.co or here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.